So we've been doing it for a while, and we had a deal. Kevin was Pinky Kravis. Pinky used to have the show.
Yeah, I know you're talking about Pinky.
Yeah, so Pinky used to have Kevin come on every now and then, and Kevin would come on in sub form. And so he got Kevin to come on, and we wrote a little thing, and they gave us a deal. The deal was that for 2 hours, they get half of the advertisement, we get half of the advertisement. But the problem was we weren't getting any advertisement. We going to different places, we couldn't get any advertisement. So they basically been putting all their commercials on the whole time. So after 7 years, they're saying now, oh, we need y'all to pay us to come on the show, to do the show now. So we ain't been getting paid for all this time, no advertising, no nothing. We tried different places. We done went to the couple of black spots that we knew and different things like that. We tried to deal with other entities, not just the black spots, but we went to them first. And of course, we didn't get support from a lot of the places that were in place. And we don't have a lot of black businesses. Only businesses we do have in the city are the couple of little restaurants that we have, churches, and barbershops.
What you talking about, like Kelsey's?
You know what I mean? So, but
that's it.
That's it. And so they say
what restaurant?
But that's the only one. But they're busy on Fridays. I guess they can't fit us into that to their schedule of what what I mean. And they might be doing it on their own struggle or whatever it is that they're going through. But no, we haven't been able to get. So we have these barbershops. I've been to some. I didn't know this one existed, but I've been to some of the other barbershops, and I was at a barbershop today. And that particular barbershop that I was in, I was saying the same thing. I asked them for support to support the show, that I thought we was doing something because we were bringing people on, and as far as if you had a business, if you had an idea, if you presented something to the community, we thought it was important that even though we weren't getting that, now that we couldn't get the advertising or sponsorship, that this information gets out. And also with that information, like you said, we was on a majority conservative white station. 1400 AM is a conservative station. You going in right now, they on there going Trump hard in the time slot right now. This was listening to on the way over here. And so this is what's on that station. And so we had a chance, I felt like, for people who've been bombarded with stereotypes their whole life of what people are like, had an opportunity to listen to individuals and had an opportunity for us to bring different types of people on our show that counters what they might have thought. Or maybe they thought that they're having all these problems in their community, ain't nobody doing nothing about it. We bringing these groups in that's doing different things in the community, that's trying to make change. Different people that's doing different things in all kind of ways. People that's art, that they're the same just like any other community. Trying to humanize us and basically educate that audience to that we're more than a stereotype for those who had those stereotypes. Yeah. So I thought it was bigger than even just that. Being on that platform, I got a chance to.
And how, I'm sorry, how big of an audience were y'all getting?
You know what? I've never known what our audience was.
You don't see the numbers?
I've never seen the numbers. I never knew there was Arbitron, and I don't know. I never knew what our numbers were and who was listening. And I'm walking, people calling on the show.
Yes, I would see your show. I would knew of your show from Facebook. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? When you would do the lives, so I would see that, and I would see people share it, and I would see that was pretty big. You know what I mean? So that's how I knew about it. But I stopped listening to the radio a long time ago.
Yeah, and that's what it was. That's what we needed, because that audience was listening. Politicians was listening every week, because I was hitting on whatever it is that I thought that needed to be said about the different things that are going on. So they was listening to me each week, hoping and glad that y'all wasn't listening, that the real people weren't listening. I think my biggest following is white folks. I truly believe my biggest following is white folks on the conservative stations, and I talk about building us, and I'm pro-black all the way. But I don't cut black folks no shorts, you know what I mean, that's been shorting us. I think that's worse than the KKK, for black folks to take advantage of black folks and look down on us and take advantage of us, you know what I mean, when I expect that from someone who don't care about us and don't love us. But in our community, those are the same people right now doing the same thing that they were doing. The people in leadership are doing the same thing to us right now. Taking advantage of, abusing us, you know what I mean, manipulating us for their own benefit and their own use for them and a select few. And I know that it's too much money flowing around here in Atlantic City. Too many billions of dollars for us to not have state-of-the-art community centers. There's no way that in Atlantic City all the community centers are in the schools. There's no way. Not when CREDA's mission statement says we build recreation centers, community centers, different things like that. And they've done them outside of Atlantic City. But no one in position of power has the kahunas or the wherewithal or the, you know what I mean, to say, to be challenging that and putting forth a challenge to say, where are these particular resources that's in your mission statement and in your agenda that my city do not have? And when these resources are supposed to be allocated here. And what happens is there's so many of us on individual missions for self.
Yeah.
For self.
But you know what I think that's not something we ain't never gonna get that out of our community as a whole. It's a thing where like-minded people have to collaborate. You know what I mean? Whether it's business people or investors, people who have things in common. Because what we always do wrong, I think, in our community, we shame each other so bad, right? So you'll say, "Oh man, black people, we don't ever get together. We don't ever stick together." And it's correct. However, if I'm gonna sit down and let's say I wanted to go build a mall, right? I'm not gonna go get someone who doesn't have any experience in that realm. They've never been an investor. So I'm not looking for that support. You know what I'm saying? So we go reach out to the wrong people from the door and then get mad with them when they don't know what they're doing. And then it's like, yo, I've never seen, I know plenty of people from other communities who are real estate investors, who are stockbrokers, who, you know, whatever it is they're doing.
They get somebody who knows what.
And they only deal with people who know that business. They're not gonna come talk to me if I don't know anything about real estate. You're not gonna come down. Right. It's different if you want to come train me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we'll go get our cousin, you know, Akbar or somebody, and he don't know nothing about that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know he'll give you a couple of dollars. He expecting to flip on the money or something, and it don't work that way.
Right. They're not even interested in that.
Exactly. They're not interested. They don't know.
And you're right. I'm a perfect example because, and I'll be mad. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I'll be mad. I'm just that saying, damn, you know, here's this opportunity. You know, what I mean, they looking at me like, yeah, that's your thing, dog. I'm like, well, all right. Well, you know what I mean. I ain't asking you to, you know, me to be me. I'm asking you just to support me.
To have some interest. But the reality is,
you know,
that's not my thing. He's saying he might want to help you, but you can't really get mad at that guy because he don't, like I have a rule in business, right? As far as barbershop, right? I would never get. I've had 1,000,001 people ask me, let's go have on a barbershop. Let's expand. I won't do business in the barber business with anyone who's not a barber because you don't understand the business. If you've never stood up and cut hair and put hair on the floor, you're just gonna come in here expecting me to hand you over a check.
But check this out.
You know?
I have so many people who are not in my lane come and tell me about my lane.
Exactly.
Like, well, how do you get to say what it is that you're saying? Why is what you saying correct or whatever it is? Well, I've never said that I'm correct about nothing. I'm a man with a voice and an opinion, and I think that I have enough intellect and intelligence on the topics or whatever it is to be able to conversate on that particular topic. You know, now you know me because you know me. You know all about me, all my little vices and everything about me, whatever it is, and you're or things when we were kids and stuff like that, and you're judging me based upon that I'm, you know, this is what I'm getting from most, especially from the people closest around me. You're not capable of what you're doing. I said, but everybody else out here believes that, outside of the people closest to me, believe that I'm capable of, I have something to offer, except the individuals that are around me.
Yeah, but that's because they know your flaws. Yeah.
And so they know, well, you got, you know what I mean? I'm like, because I've never, you know what I mean? I see the best in most people. I see all your worst too. I know people. I see your worst, but that ain't necessarily what I'm looking at. I might be, this is a gift that you have right here, over here. I know that you don't this, that. I know you do this. I'm not judging you on that. I'm judging you and trying to bring out this in you.
Yeah, the best in you.
You know what I mean? I'm judging you trying to bring out this in you. You know what I mean? But you know what happens is they're too busy trying to poke holes in me now. Oh, well, you talking about this? Well, what about you? You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I have all the faults. You know what I mean? I have everything you want to name. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like that's my expertise. That's what I'm professional in. All these other things, then you can say that about me. But this one thing, that's what I'm proficient in.
Yeah.
So you gotta at least give me that.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, jokers want to come and tell me what I'm supposed to say in front of the camera and what words I'm supposed to be using and not using and how my tone is supposed to be and what I'm supposed to say and not supposed to say. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I have the platform right here. All you got to do is show up. And you can show me how to do it. Show me how to do it. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying to you. You know better than me, and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm saying some outlandish shit.
You can say shit.
You know what I mean? And that's how they be coming at me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it doesn't matter what I say in competition, not competition, but in whatever it is, it's just a game now for them. And like you said, I have no business even talking to them. A lot of times.
Yeah.
The conversation is not even in the right place, in the mindset, the spirit's not even right. You know what I mean? A lot of times. So it's about the spirit and things like that. But what Kevin and I, the main thing, you know, we're not necessarily mad at the radio station.
What happened?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, they was charging us at one time. They got half the time for advertising commercials. We got half the time. We wasn't getting no advertising.
You talking about
1400 a.m. WND. We weren't getting any advertisements, but they was advertising. They was using all the space for 7 years. They was using it. So all of a sudden, now they like, yo, we want y'all to pay. Y'all gotta pay now. So we like, well, we can't pay you, and we not even getting paid. We haven't even paid. We do this, you know. We've been doing it, you know, because it needs to be done. But now we can't pay you to do it, and we not even getting paid. So they said, well, y'all gonna have to pay, or we gonna have to do something else. Y'all have to move to a Sunday. You can pay on the Sunday. You still have to pay on the Sunday too. But other than that,
was it a lot of money?
No, it wasn't a lot of money. You know what I mean? So we wasn't mad at that. We just felt like we need to get some advertising. We need to get some support. We need to find a way to.
You couldn't get no support
to do that. So a lot of the places we went to, people we talked to, we haven't been able to get in as of yet. So they're not like done with this. Figure out a way for us to get on there where they can get what they want out of it. We can do what we want to do. We good. But I think that what it puts us in a position to do is look at the bigger plan. And you know, and look at the other opportunities that may lie out there. Let's start seeing what other radio stations locally that might want to do something. Let's do our own radio station. Huh?
You got podcasts galore. You can just sit right in your house. You know what I mean? You come here, you can set up wherever.
Yeah.
You got blog talk radio, but YouTube. You can do all that. That's the dope part about now. You don't gotta go ask somebody for nothing.
But that's the good thing about a lot of people was talking about. And like some folks was talking, we had that issue with another a joker that was on. He did radio, did different things like that. He said, but what the call let us give us a certain more prestige. Having that. Now, we're going to do what you're talking about. Hands down. It's already Voice of AC. So that's the new joint that we're going to be doing. I'll be doing that on Radio Revolution. It's going to be called Voice of AC. Ultimately, I'm going to have my own webpage with Voice of AC and everything and all of that stuff on there. And I don't know how many times I'm going to do it. How often I'm going to do it throughout the week. I'm going to do it in the morning because I can do the news. I want to do the news, but I might want to just do it in the middle of the daytime. I'm trying to solidify how I want to do it. But we're going to have regular news where we're going to have people in interviews and things. You know, I got some people lined up that are trying to be interviewed right now for different things. You know what I mean? There's a whole host of stuff, that information, news and stuff like that we need to get out. But I think we ought to have a media company. I think we ought to have a little newspaper. I think we ought to have a radio station. I think we ought to have a TV show.
I was like that one time during the segregation act.
You know?
Yeah.
So we still can have that. We can still have all of these different things. Like, yo, what you're doing. I do my joint. Your show comes on whenever it comes on. You already have it when you
put like the slots. Like,
slots. You know what I mean? All this information. The Barbershop, that's a show that's in the slot, in one of the slots. You know, this is how the most important thing is information, knowledge. No one knows what's going on, what's happening, what's available. How do they know? what resources do we have for people in the community to know that something is available or something's happening?
Yeah,
We got Facebook.
We have Facebook.
no,
And so
I'm saying
that's one of the things. But for the people who don't have Facebook, the older people who don't have Facebook and things like that.
nobody cares. You know what? Look, I'm telling you, what I learned, and I learned this in this business, right? You can't hold on to your old customers. If they don't want to change with you, you gotta let them motherfuckers go. You have to, because if not, you'll get stuck in the past with them. They don't want to upgrade to whatever the new system is.
Right.
Like, it might not be Facebook next year.
Right.
In 5
It's
years.
an app.
Yeah,
We go right to an app. You know what I mean?
all my clients, I don't cut nobody here without them booking an appointment on my app first. That's my product. I don't force it. I'm not one walk-in. No, like, if I have time to do it, I do it. But I don't put nobody in front of my app. Why? Because I know you got your phone.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people fought, and it's okay, because you can take that business somewhere else. You know what I mean? I know the
But
kind
it
of
brings
exactly
the professionalism for you and your business.
And it's not no hate. It's just like, they say, oh man, you being bougie. I said, no, I'm not being bougie. I know what kind of client I want. I don't want the client that gets up out my chair and says, how much I owe you? How much? Like, I don't want that. I want the guy who looked on my app, he saw the price, he know what to pay. He wants services. You know what I mean?
Right.
I want the guy who got a credit card. You know what I mean? We get walk-ins in here because we get tourists because I advertise. So I want those people who are coming in and they're not, I don't want to, like, I've been that barber before where I sat and I waited, like, you sit around and you wait in the barbershop, you waiting for somebody to come. I don't do that anymore. Now, I still have barbers that do that, and I try to explain to them, you don't have to do that anymore. You can just do it the way I do it. But they in the past. And eventually, we're going to phase that out. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying, like, if you pay attention to where the trends are in the world, everything is on your phone right now. And it might not be that way next year. It might be something else. Wherever it goes to, that's where you got to go. So these people that's in power, whether they're white folks or the bougie blacks in power or whoever it is, if you don't have to let them people be in power over you. I don't mean you personally, I'm just in general.
Yeah, in general. I got
you don't, because everybody has an even playing field just by having a camera on your phone. The camera's right there. You got Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. Like back in the day when we grew up on
they blocked
CBS, NBC. That's our new CBS, NBC. You got YouTube. You don't need these people. You don't need them. You don't have to ask them for nothing. You can build your own audience, even if it's 200 people, if it's 300 people. Don't matter what your audience is. It could be 20,000 people. Like, whoever it is, you can build your own audience and you can make a living and give information to those people. Because people now, they're getting their news from everywhere.
Right.
It could come from Facebook, Twitter, like a combination of all these things. I have all these different apps on my phone. I get most of my news from Twitter and Facebook. Yeah. As soon as something happens, everybody's talking about it.
Yeah. So that's what I do in the morning. I go to all the different newspapers and I read New York Times, Philadelphia Inquirer,
I left all of them. I got Google News, and they give me a little bit of everything. Yeah. And that's how I figured out.
But see, I like reading from certain newspapers, magazines, institutions. Their credibility is a little bit more. I can call them back and check them on it. Like, write that, like, oh, you wrote something that was wrong or whatever it is. A lot of stuff you can't, I like primary sources more than, you know what I mean? But, again, I'd rather, because all of them wind up right there on the Google joint. So I go through the Google joint, I see them right there too, but I'll go directly to those different. And there'll be things in there that's not on the Google app that they deem not important. And then I scroll through there and find all kinds of stuff that I think that should be put out on my page that people are not thinking about. I know that nobody's thinking about that.
All right, when you had the radio station, what were some of the responses from some of the people you had coming?
On the show?
Yeah.
Oh, everyone loved the show. If you came on the show, you enjoyed the show. You left, if you came to the show and you was nervous because you never spoke or talked, whatever it is, that was the thing we used to, it's like us talking right now.
Yeah.
Just exact same thing what you do here. And so we just got the mics out and stuff like that, and we start having conversation. Now, I'm asking questions depending on what you there, And if you're a guest and you bring in a certain certain product or a certain service for the community there, I'm pulling questions out that I might have as if I needed it, or if I thought that someone in my family might need it. And so I'm asking you questions, and it's softballs. I want you to sound good and be and come across in the right way and sell yourself in the right way. I might talk shit about you if you wasn't on the show, but off the show, I mean, on the show, if you was a guest on the show, I'm not going to come at you like that.
Bro. People were calling?
Yeah, people were calling, people were writing in on Facebook Live, a lot of questions and things. Facebook stuff blew up, that people were on my Facebook from across the country, across the state that was tuning in. I know a lot of people from across the state. I lived in, I lived in Charlotte and I lived in DC, Maryland area for a while, but I know people from a lot of places, so they're tuning in from a lot of different places. And I didn't realize that the people who were tuning in here from around here locally was really tuning in as much as we was. People started calling me, it's like, yo, what's going on? I was like,
yeah, it's the same way it worked with us, like, because we'll put a video up and it won't be a bunch of people liking it, you know what I mean? It'll be like 10, 12 likes, but then I'll be out in the street and people will come and be like, yo, man, I watched that. I'm like, why you ain't like it? Why you ain't share it? Why you ain't comment? Right. But they be looking at it.
Yeah, they watch it.
Right.
Yeah, they definitely look at it. So what's your opinion on, like, what you think about some of the stuff that's going on in the area now?
As far as what?
Everything.
I was at the school board here at Pleasantville. I'm with a group called Black Men United. Steve Young, a couple other fellows from the community.
They were supposed to come here today.
Well,
yeah. Brother Vern is my cousin.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. So he was trying to come. He's gonna come next week.
Okay, that's what's up. Well, the fellows were supposed to, Steve had another meeting that he was going to, with the rail thing.
Steve Young was gonna come in.
Yeah.
So might come next week.
Yeah. So on the rail thing, we got the rail thing, or we don't have the rails and trains and stuff like that. So he was doing that. Black Men United is a group of men. We got a black agenda. So we came up with a black agenda of different things and problems and issues within our community. And, I was on the radio when I was on my show and I was like, man, we just need some men. Me and Steve been talking about this for years, that we just need 10 black men. Let's, we're going to start taking it to some of these, going to all the council meetings, freedom meetings, planning board meetings and things like that with our agenda and asking, how does whatever it is you're doing assimilate to the agenda, the black agenda in Atlantic City? No one's really talking about us or the north side or how to help our community. They got the state involved and the state's doing their little thing that they're doing, but they don't have a plan either, honestly.
They only stay from the tourism district.
Say it again?
The tourism district.
Yeah, well, they got this guy, Jen Johnson, from the state that they tagged to do all the social, to deal with all the poverty and stuff, like I said, in Atlantic City. And they turned around and tagged the people of Atlantic City with finding those things out. And I'm like, well, how are you going to give it back to us? I thought y'all took over so y'all can facilitate this particular thing. And you give it back to people that had already had that particular power before and didn't really do anything with it, didn't know what to do with it, personally, I don't think. So I thought I'm curious on what the state's going to do.
You think they should just wipe the whole joint clean, like all the people in position and get fresh people in there, because it's obvious the people that was in there, it wasn't working with them.
I think yes. I think that
they
keep recycling the same people. It's like if the person from the state says to one person who's their go-to person and say, who's all the important black people in Atlantic City? And each time they go back to the same, no matter who the new governor is or who the new person in charge is, they go back to somebody in that same core group of people. And that's how the recycling of those individuals over and over again. There's no one new, no new ideas, no new perspective, no new fresh blood. You know what I mean? We got a lot of people in positions of power.
But most people feel like they'd rather go with somebody they feel that they can trust.
What? Trust what?
Yeah.
In 30 years, and what has happened? I've been back for almost 20 years. And you name one thing that anybody has done politically black around here that benefits us. One person. Name one individual. I just want everybody to know, if you want to help out the Kevin Hall Show program, on WOND. First of all, call WND and let them know that you missed the show and that you want the show to come back. The other thing is, if you want to share with us, you have any, you want to sponsor or advertise, or if you just want to chip in to help us out, inbox me at Henry Hank Green on Facebook, or Henry Hank Green at gmail.com. If you want to send me any funds, anything like that, email me. I appreciate these brothers for having me today. It was an honor. It's really an honor because this is the streets. These are the people. When the people call for me to come, there's no bigger honor for me. I do all this stuff for a lot of individuals, but there's no bigger honor for when the people from the community and from the streets call me to come in and represent them. And I'm here for them anytime they need me. So thank y'all.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.